Hi everyone! So today what we're going to be doing is creating a pin board out of an embroidery hoop and fabric. Here's an example of one that's already been finished. What's nice is that there's no glue required for this project. Instead there is a screw and nut piece attached to the embroidery hoop that will tighten it to hold the fabric in place. Here are the materials we'll be using today, which is the embroidery hoop, fabric, and fabric scissors. What you're going to do is righty-tighty, lefty-loosey the screw here. And you keep doing that until the two pieces of the embroidery hoop come apart. Once the hoop is in two, we're going to set aside the larger outer hoop, just like this. And we're going to keep the smaller inner hoop to measure up against our fabric. I like to place the smaller hoop right underneath the fabric to get the measurement that I'll be using. Then what I do is I take the outer hoop and put it right over the top so it's holding the fabric in place against that smaller hoop. Now what we're going to do is cut out our fabric as a square. You want to try to cut about an inch away from the hoop because you want that extra fabric to work with, which you'll see why in a moment. But for now, just again, make sure that you're keeping about an inch away from the hoop as you're cutting out the fabric. So now that it's all cut out, you can see that the fabric isn't fully taut. There's a few droops in the middle, which you don't want if you're going to be putting pins or buttons on it for display. So what you're going to do is use the excess fabric to pull the fabric taut in the hoop area. And while you're doing this, you continue using the screw and nut to tighten the hoop together and keep that fabric in place. So you can see just what I'm doing here. And again, make sure you're gripping this piece here while turning the screw, or the hoop might not tighten correctly. Once the fabric is tightened completely, you flip the hoop over and use the fabric scissors to cut all the excess off up against the hoop. So you just want to get as close as possible, but also I do leave a bit of frayed edges so that if the fabric ever begins drooping again, I can re-pull it taut. But if you want a cleaner look on the back, you can cut it closer or glue it down. That's completely up to you. But I do like to be able to adjust it after the fact. And there you have it, a simple pin board to use for displaying pins, buttons, or posting little messages on.
Support public libraries. Like, share, and subscribe for more great videos.